Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. Big Game Bob turned into Big Show Bob as Bob Stoops and his new crew of friends from Fox Noon Kickoff invade Norman for a Oklahoma-Nebraska reunion of sorts and a game for the ages. Sooners win it 23-16. We'll go over everything, stats, how we got there, and plays of the game. All coming up next. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Everybody, my name's Harry James. We'll start with the post-game report for a 23-16 win over Nebraska. Oklahoma remains the real big red, but it starts off in the statistical category where Adrian Martinez had actually a pretty good ball game statistically against Oklahoma. 289 yards in the air with a touchdown. Did have a interception of sorts. His longest reception, 55 yards. While our old buddy Spencer Rattler didn't have an interception, but only had 214 yards in the air to go with one touchdown. His longest completion, 23 yards. The rushing attack for Nebraska and Oklahoma, for Nebraska at least, Ramir Johnson, 11 attempts, 42 yards, didn't score a touchdown on the ground. Longest run, 9 yards. Also for Nebraska leading rusher, the other leading rusher, Oklahoma Sooner fans can only imagine who it is. Yep. The Mark Boy, Adrian Martinez, 17 attempts when not passing to go with 34 yards. Did score a touchdown. His longest run in this game, 10 yards. For the Sooners, Boomer and Sooner, well, it was all about, on the rushing attack at least, it was all about Eric Gray and Kennedy Brooks. Would you have thought any different? For Eric Gray, the transfer from Tennessee, 15 total carries, 84 yards. Did not have a touchdown for Gray. His longest run, 18 yards. Kennedy Brooks, though, maybe not as many carries, 14. Maybe not as many yards, 75, but had on the touchdown and the longest run had better numbers than Gray. The touchdowns, one touch for Gray, and longest run, 23 yards. For Nebraska, Xavier Betts and Austin Allen led the team in receptions. Xavier Betts, 6 catches, 43 yards, 0 touchdowns. Longest catch, 14 yards. For Austin Allen, 3 catches, 61 yards. Longest catch, 20 yards downfield for a first down, by the way. That's for Nebraska. For Oklahoma, receiving it was all about the Hayes of Jordan Hazelwood. Number 11, 6 catches, 61 yards. Didn't find the end zone, but had a longest catch of 16 yards on the reception. Super Mario, at least for Oklahoma, 3 catches, 29 yards, 0 touchdowns. Did have a big 19-yard reception. So that was the offense for both sides. But with such limited numbers and limited yards given up offensively, but expect some good defensive numbers good defensive numbers for both teams. We'll start with the visitors from the Big Red, Nebraska. 13, JoJo Doman, 12 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks from his linebacker spot. Deontay Williams, he wears number 8. He's a safety for Nebraska. He had 9 total tackles, but again, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks for the safety. Oklahoma defensively, theirs was also a linebacker and a safety. The linebacker, number 23, Deshaun White, 10 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks. The safety, Pat Fields, 9 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 INTs, but did have a block PAT return for 2. We'll talk about that here in a second in the scoring drives. But first, let's talk about special teams. William Pashkup, he's for Nebraska. 2 punts, 50.0 in average. Longest punt, 51 yards for Nebraska. For Oklahoma, it was Michael Turk. 4 punts, 39.3 in average. Killed one at 40 to 45 yards of a punt. The kicking game, Connor Culp, that's for Nebraska. 1 for 3 for Culp. He made a 51-yarder up and through the uprights, but the other 2 were from 50 and 35. Those were the misses. For Oklahoma, Gabe Burkitt, 0 for 1, no makes, only miss a 54-yarder for Burkitt. So that is it. Offense, defense, special teams, and we're all caught up. So now, how did the newest part of the rivalry end with such an awkward score at 23-16 and Oklahoma and Lincoln finally being held under 30? Well, this is how it happened. Spencer Rattler kind of slithers his way into the end zone from a yard out. Touchdown Oklahoma on a quarterback sneak. 8:02 left. Sooners lead in the ball game, 8-0. Then 33, Connor Culp makes his 51-yarder up and through the uprights. With 1:21 left, it is 7-3 Oklahoma. And we'll go to the second half. Second half, absolutely jack squat. Nothing happened for Oklahoma or Nebraska as far as scoring. So we'll fast forward to the third quarter. The Rattlesnake, Spencer Rattler, can slither his way into the end zone, and he can toss his way in. This time he tosses it to Jeremiah Hole, the Bullfrog, with 3:50 left in the third quarter. 14-3 Oklahoma. But then Adrian Martinez and company come right back down, but they will not go home quietly. It is 14-9 at this point. It would be 14-10, but then this happens. It's a blocked PAT by Isaiah Coe. The ball is plucked up out of the air by number 10, Pat Fields, and he's going, and he's gone, boys. It is 16-9 with 8 seconds left in the third quarter. Sooners lead. All right. Then it's Kennedy. Fourth quarter, it's President Kennedy. He's in. Touchdown, Brooks. Touchdown, Kennedy Brooks in Oklahoma. 2 yards out. It is 23-9. 10:24 left. Sooners lead. Nebraska does not want to go away. They score a touchdown to get back in the ball game with 5:38 left because Adrian Martinez finds number 5 Omar Manning in the back of the end zone, 21 yards out, 23-16. That's your final in Norman. Play of the games. Offensively and defensively, Riley's right call the game. Gonna make sure I get this right. Spencer Rattler, handoff to wide receiver Super Mario Williams. Tosses it back to Spencer Rattler, still a live ball. Spencer launches it into the air to find number 17 Marvin Mims for 23 yards and a first down for Oklahoma. That happened in the third quarter with 8:38 left in the third. That's your offensive play of the game. Defensively, maybe not even the best, maybe not even the play of the year defensively for Oklahoma. Maybe the play of the year, period. Unless I see something miraculous from Alabama or something. It is 4th and 17. Number 2, Adrian Martinez throws the ball up into double coverage, and it's picked off by DJ Graham of the Sooners at the OU 3-yard line. 8:16 left in the fourth quarter. Go back and watch this game, guys. It's a lot more into this than what I just put into it. It's kind of like a couple of years ago in the first Big 12 championship, and we had Bob on there in the introduction and just went, boomer. But you saw him this week, boys. He was boomering all day. He was Soonering all day. Had a little bit more excitement in it. This catch had a little bit more excitement in it. I just can't get that excited, baby. It was a one-handed pluck. Pluck that thing out of the air. What a catch. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. You guys know the rest, all right? My name's Terry James. Be sure, if you want some good insight on the OU football team, check them out. Here's the podcast, Through the Keyhole. Look for it. Through the Keyhole podcast. Great podcast by Brady Phantom, Keegan No, and produced by Matt Burton. The three also have their own Facebook page, Twitter page, and Patreon page. Patreon page, though, $5 if you want the podcast and video film reviews from each game. $4 if you just want the podcast and the reading material, and $1 if you only want the reading material. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. You can catch us in all my other videos. YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Also on the Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter box at HypeManHarry. Alright, guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace!